Hey guys, what's up? It's Manny Jared. I'm back with another PvP video. I'm going to show you the strength of my team, Dialga, Mamoswine and Conkeldurr once again. Went 4-1 in this set, and going to show you a couple of battles in particular that required some good strategy, particularly this first one coming up. So a quick reminder, Dialga's running Dragon Breath, Iron Head and Draco Meteor. Draco Meteor is not super important. Mamoswine running Powder Snow, Avalanche and Bulldoze, and Conkeldurr running Dynamic Punch, Counter Dynamic Punch, and of course Stone Edge. So in this first battle here, we come up with a Tyranitar lead. Now, I wasn't too sure of this one in terms of the damage output from Tyranitar to Dialga. I mean, of course, Conkeldurr would destroy the Tyranitar, but if we make the switch, then we know we're going to run into some issues there. So because they'll just switch out. So I go for the farm down here in terms of building up to that first move, getting a shield, and then letting this hit, seeing what the damage actually does. A bit of health left, which is good, means I can take the Tyranitar right down, and then I can bring out Conkeldurr to finish him off. He shouldn't be able to get to a charge move here. The counter from Conkeldurr is just way too strong. So you'll see here that this is one of my Nemesis Pokemon that they bring out, running down the switch clock a bit there, and it is Togekiss. So you could argue that I could have stayed in there and played a Stone Edge to get that last shield or take it out. However, I couldn't risk it. Conkeldurr loses way too much health, and if they had a Metagross in the back, then it would have really stuffed me. So I switched to Mamoswine once they bring out their Giratina. They've decided not to block that, but I suppose that they're looking out for their Togekiss at the back. So you'll see here they've got two shields, and I make the first play. I really need Mamoswine for Togekiss. I really do, because Conkeldurr, although he'll get to that charge move, if they've got that shield, then there's no way that I'm going to be able to take it out. So here you'll see I make a big play. I go for the ultimate farm down so that I can get two avalanches away against the Togekiss. Spamming the button here, get that first one out straight away. We know they're going to block it. They have to block it, but I should have enough charged up for another one straight after that. Okay, so you'll see here that farm down was really, really important. If I hadn't farmed down and I just spammed that avalanche on that Giratina, I wouldn't have been able to get to, I probably wouldn't have been able to get to two avalanche against the Togekiss, as you can see there. So I've got a slither of health left on the Togekiss. We know that he's not going to be at the charge move, and we take that battle. So you'll see there that the Tyranitar, although the Tyranitar did a bit of damage to Dialga and so forth, you'll see that I was willing to take the damage. I was willing to go down, let Dialga go down, be a shield up, and virtually a Pokemon up in that first round. So here we've got Midgard 0-1. Best of luck to you. And we look to see what comes out in the lead here, and it's Metagross. And now, this is not a favourable lead for Dialga. And again, we know I've got Conkeldurr, but if I switch them in, they'll switch Metagross out, which just loses all purpose. So Conkeldurr will have a special role to play at the back later on. So here I'm going to let the Medium Mash, I think it is, hit. It does a decent amount of damage, but not a heck of a lot. So I just decide to play for the Draco Meteor, and the reason I do this is that Iron Head won't do much damage, so I'm going to spam Draco Meteor, and if it hits, then wicked. If not, well, that's so be it. I've got a shield anyway, which is great, because Conkeldurr can come out and finish him off once Dialga goes down. So I'm going to let this hit. I don't need Dialga anymore. He's got a shield. He's done a decent job, and I know that I can take this Metagross out. Although he switches, okay, and then here I've got to make a decision. Okay, I'm going to play the Stone Edge, get rid of that shield, because I know that Mamoswine can come out and finish Togekiss off, which is great, and it's necessary, obviously. So bring out Mamoswine. Hopefully Togekiss won't get to the charge move, but if he does, then I'm going to need to block that. Bloody lag. So we get to the avalanche. We know that this is going to do a tremendous amount of damage. Hopefully it would be enough to take it out, but probably not quite. No, it was. Okay, great. And then this is where Bulldoze is really handy. If I can, or actually you don't need Bulldoze there. I should have just hit Avalanche quicker. I realised that Metagross was down in health, but if he had more health left, then I could have spammed the Avalanche there and taken him out. And I probably could have got that off before his move came in. Maybe not. So we know that I've got Dialga still with quite a bit of... Oh, sorry, Conkeldurr with quite a bit of health left. So here I'm able to just spam that Avalanche, do a decent amount of damage, immediately switch in to Conkeldurr. Okay, and the reason I've done this is so that he takes the hit with the shield. I probably could have just used Mamoswine there, but I wasn't sure how much damage that I think it's Shadow Sneak or something was going to do, so I figured I'd just play it safe, switch to Conkeldurr, get the block in, and then at least get to either a Dynamic Punch or a Stone Edge and take that battle. So it's a cool team. You really need to have a shield. Even better if you can have two when you get to Mamoswine and Conkeldurr. Just Conkeldurr can take a hit, so can Mamoswine, and still get off a charge move, but sometimes if they have a Dialga in the back and you've got Mamoswine with no shields, then you're not a show and heck of winning. So here we've got Andaru. So interestingly, I've moved up about 250 points, 300 points in the last fortnight playing Pokemon Go Battle League. Hadn't had a lot of experience playing it before, and I've really just spent a bit of time during lockdown learning about the move sets and learning what works best. So you'll see here Marchamp comes out first. It's not a favourable lead for me. However, the Dragon Breath's able to do a decent amount of damage anyway, and I get off the Iron Head first, which is great, and Marchamp blocks. So I get the shield. He's probably farmed up enough for a couple of cross chops, and the reason I think that is because it just took him so long to get to that move, which he wouldn't usually do. So he'll have another one here farmed up, and I decide to bring out Conkeldurr because he can take the hit as well, while also delivering significant damage. Now I've got a decision here. Do I shield? Do I not shield? It is only Rock Slide. That's a great thing for us. And I'm able to farm him down. So they're down a shield. I'm fully ready to launch another move, and I'm a shield up. So decision time for them. Great. I contemplated the switch just before and realised that this was a great matchup. So I should be able to get a shield here. If not, then I should be able to take a lot of health down. I'm really having trouble getting these dynamic punches off, which is really frustrating, like getting them off at excellent level. I sit there just squiggling the screen and just can't seem to get it. So anyway, I shield that one up because I do need Conkeldurr to get through, farmed up with some ready for the next Pokemon, which is Snorlax, and I really should have hit the Dynamic Punch here, but I figured they were going to block it anyway, so it probably didn't matter. Conkeldurr goes down. We know that I've got Mamoswine left. Now, I wasn't 100% sure whether to just straight Avalanche this or Bulldoze, and I think here there was a little bit of a delay on my part, and then I realised, I just need to get a move off, because if I can get a move off and know that I've got the shield, then I should be able to get this off. And if this doesn't do as much damage as I need it to, then I've got the Bulldoze as well. But anyway, we get the Avalanche off. More lag, frustrating as, but that's okay. I knew there'd be a move coming in. So Avalanche probably got me there just before his charge move. So really important that I did get to that one first. And we know they've got one left. Using Superpower lowers their attack and their defense. So this is great for me. I know that this hit's probably not going to be enough to take me out, not even close, and then I'm able to get to that Avalanche, knowing they've got no shields, and that's the third win. So let me know what you think of this team. I've had a lot of success with it. I'm probably running about 70%, and probably should be another 5% higher. Just a couple of times I haven't quite processed the right strategy. to take out the battle, and it's been quite frustrating. Those are probably the most annoying losses, the ones that you know that it was a basic mistake that cost you, whether it was either not farming something down or hitting something too hard and taking it out, not leaving yourself anything to farm down to build up for a move for their last Pokemon that has only a bit of health left but dominates yours. For example, Conkeldurr against Rhyperior, farming it down before finishing off Togekiss. So here we've got Dialga and Giratina in the lead, both playing against a weak connection, which is just great. They switch out, so for me here, it's like, okay, time to go. Melmetal, you can deal with my Conkeldurr, because he'll take him down quite significantly quickly. I'm quite fortunate here, this is just a rock slide. I was going to let it hit whatever it was anyway. I'm doing enough damage. I'm going to get to a dynamic punch after the next attack. This won't be enough to take me out, so I am happy to let this go. Rock slide, brilliant. It only takes me down to about a third of my health left, so that's wonderful. So here I've got to make a decision. Are they going to keep Melmetal in, or are they going to block and let him stay? But he's gone. So nice, they're going to bring out Giratina, obviously. I think I'm locked in here, so I'm just going to let this hit, knowing that I've got Mamoswine and Dialga, who will easily finish this off when I've got, considering I've got shields. However, it is worth noting that that they've got 2 shields as well, so they're obviously going to play some tactics here, and I don't know what their third Pokemon is as of yet. So I'm going to just have to hope. Oh, here it comes. Groudon. Now, I probably left Dialga in here for a little bit too long, to be fair. But I just thought I'd farm up to my last move, and what a perfect time to switch. Perfect time to switch. Right before the charge move, which would have done a decent amount of damage, of course. And then I'm able to start hitting him hard with Powder Snow, get off the first Avalanche, which is going to draw that final shield. I can't imagine they're going to let Groudon go down here, simply because Giratina just doesn't have enough left in the back. Another Earthquake probably coming from Groudon here, so I'm obviously going to block this off, knowing that I can probably either farm or hit with an Avalanche and then farm down the Giratina in the back. And keeping in mind that Dialga is still at the front, ready to launch an Iron Head as well, so there's no way that you're going to lose this matchup from here. Mamoswine's one of those interesting Pokemon. I haven't come up against it very much at all. Obviously, Conkeldurr is a really good answer for it. It's interesting. The things that are weaknesses in my team, I've really tried hard to improve them, or give them an option to take those out. So, for example, Togekiss, Dialga can hit it with Iron Head, Mamoswine with Avalanche, Conkeldurr with Stone Edge. Those are all pretty hard hitting moves. So they've all got something to throw at it if it comes in late. Kyogre is probably one of the biggest challenges for me if Dialga's gone. If Dialga's gone and I have no shields left, then Kyogre just destroys this team. Hence why it's really important that that you do hold on to shields if you can. But of course it's not always that simple. And here we actually go. We see Kyogre at the front. So for me, you know my tactic here. I'm going to just simply let them hit with Surf. 5 waterfalls give them a Surf. So you can basically count those out. I think they might have gone for an extra one there, but I'm going to let this hit. It does a good amount of damage, but it's not going to be super significant. And from here, you could go Iron Head, but if Iron Head hits, it doesn't do much damage at all. And I'd rather, if I'm going to let Dialga go down to a Kyogre, I'd rather just hit them with a Draco Meteor, because it'll just take them out in one shot, which is excellent. Attack goes down. You could argue here I probably could have switched, but I really wanted to build that charge move up fast. And then here I'm left with a bit of a decision, of course, shield or not shield. I decide not to shield. It does quite a lot of damage, but he's able to hold it. And here I'm locked in, and that is the only issue with having to switch in after you've taken their first Pokemon out, is they can actually then switch again and bring something stronger up against you. So Here I've got no choice but to let Conkeldurr go down. So in hindsight, I probably should have shielded that hit from Dialga, because yeah, I just didn't quite get that right. I knew here that I had Dialga with minimal health left but a full charge move ready to go, so I'm really trying to play for one of those shields here, and I get that. Not enough to, I can't farm it down much further than that at all. Attack comes in straight away, and basically I have, if I want to take this battle, I'm going to have to start shielding. And this is why I probably should have shielded Conkeldurr the first time round. I thought here that I might be able to go for the farm down, but it would have just been too close. Although in saying that, I probably should have farmed down, let this attack come in, and then just kept farming down so that I was loaded up with a couple of avalanche ready to go. Because I could have easily shielded that and then just spammed it a couple of times, and you'll see here that now I've just got no play, which is unfortunate. It's going to take that out, but it's a big charge move to use for very little reward, and of course Dialga just takes me out at the end. So you'll see there I went 4-1 in the set. Great set of battles, some strategy required to take a couple of those out. Very straightforward, great team, really great team, and highly recommend it if you're able to load Conkeldurr with a second charge move, and if you have Mamoswine with a second charge move. Don't bother with Ancient Power. Ancient Power won't really help you much in this league from my experience, so Bulldozer's the better second option to have, just in case you come up against something like a Metagross, and you can get a clean shot at it. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to see more, let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, give me some feedback. This is only my second video. I'm quite enjoying talking through these battles and how they've gone. Yeah, enjoy, and best of luck with your Master League PvP. Peace out.